All right, today we are going to wrestle. This is not a lecture. This is not going to be a clear, clean expression of information or experience. We're going to wrestle. So get ready to willingly wrestle. I'm going to read a poem I wrote yesterday. It won't show up until down the road. Cruel pleasure. There are monsters. Competition, different from seeking pleasure. What works? Love. Here, love here, working. Can't compete. Have to choose. Competence. By projection, make place of love normal. Bring normalcy of no love. Chooses different, concrete action. Then love manifests coldly. Different playing fields. Saliency determined. Each highlights completely different treasure hunt. Can't win them over. What drives them? Treasure. Power. Enhanced. Amplified. What they say, do, see, relate. Paths light up. Accordingly, motivation. Normal like then, being the center. Making monster good, human. Trying, can't. Love destroys. Okay, right off the bat. I hate the word bat these days. Right off. The flower. I don't like bats these days. What happened? What occurred? What did you see? What did you hear? Even just experientially.
Experientially, sadness.
Okay.
I saw the lights, two different runways. Which way do I want to fly?
Yep. Yep.
And I know I choose often not the runway of love.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference in just the motivation, but in the way that they behave, the actions that they take. The person who doesn't want love takes different actions than the person who wants love.
Yep. So, the other day we had a situation, and I said, we are not leaving here until everyone learns what they needed to learn from the situation. And there were maybe 6, 7 people. And Clara had said later that there had been an infection and that we had the antibodies of love. And we chose love and overcame the infection. So what happens is people project on love. They want normalcy. Correct? And they want normalcy based on what they call normal. And in most cases, what they call normal has nothing to do with love. So the person who is in that place chooses different concrete action than the person who loves. Correct? And the person who loves is actually on a completely different playing field. Now, each of them believes, each person who loves and the person who has no love or doesn't love or whatever, believes they have saliency determination. They believe they see what matters most. They believe they see the world as it actually is. And what happens is, in the same environment, the same room, the same situation, the same everything, the person who doesn't love, all of a sudden, they walk into a room and it lights up a path. They walk over to that person and talk to them. They go over there and they pick up something. They walk over there and sit down. They see exactly how to move and go. To what? To what?
Their idea of normal.
To maintain no love. Their idea of normal, to maintain no love. Because the light shines through the no love, and then there's the runway, as Matt said. There's the approach. There's the track. There's the path. The person who loves and walks into the same situation will see a completely different pattern of movement, of who to speak to, who not to speak to, where to sit, what to do completely. Completely different. As if they're in a completely different, wow, you were in the same room? And you might find yourself saying, I didn't see you. So each highlights completely different moving forward. Their treasure hunt is completely different. And their choices are completely different.
They're seeking different treasure.
They're seeking different treasure. So important to understand that. And they're sure that their treasure is the right treasure. You can't win them over. You cannot, we cannot, you cannot, I cannot, they cannot, we cannot win them over. Why not?
They don't want to be one.
No, they see clearly. They know what matters. Their treasure is different than yours or mine or someone else's. They know the treasure that they're actually seeking. You can't win them over. And what do we do when we try to win them over? We join them 100%. We get off of our paths and we get right on that lighted path, lit path with them. And that's what they want. 100%, that's what they want.
It's the power.
It's the power. 100%. They feel like they won. You joined me. You joined me. Thank you. Oh, I'm affirmed. My treasure is the right treasure. My path is the right path. What drives them, that treasure, is the enhancement of power. Amplified. Amplified. And it's the enhancement of it. That's what they want. And when we try to win them over, okay, we join. They win. So we have to really understand our motivation. And you might say, well, my motivation is to win them over. What for? Why? You don't care about yourself? You think you're doing selfless service? Or is it actually really selfish, in the small sense of the word, by trying to win them over?
It's pride in you want to be special or good. The power of being able to win somebody over.
That's right. So we then prove to them we're on the same treasure hunt as they are. Yeah.
And that goal is impossible anyway.
That's what I just said. You can't win them over. You can't win them over.
Makes no sense.
Can't win them over. Can't win them over. So what they say, do, see, and relate with is completely different than what someone who truly loves says, does, sees, or relates. Can you see that? Is that clear? So, what are you supposed to do?
Stay true to yourself and act appropriately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't try to
Stay-
sacrifice yourself for something.
Stay in your lane.
Mhm.
Stay in your lane. And how many people have really changed, and you have people that you know, and they haven't even noticed that you've actually changed? Why not? Why haven't they noticed?
Completely selfish. They're blind with their own narrative.
And they
Yeah.
never saw you in the first place.
They never saw you in the first place.
They know who you are. They know.
Yeah.
what
It's already
you're
a
about.
done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many people with those kind of people do you then, to keep the peace, go into their lane? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself?
It's our old normal.
Who cares? Sorry.
It's not kind.
Sorry. Who cares?
You have to maintain that relationship, and that's the only way to do it.
Right. So, when you're good, how many people try to make that monster good and human? How many people mitigate that monster? How many people soothe yourselves by saying they're human, there's humanity, they were okay over here, they did this for 3 minutes out of a 24-hour day, they were nice, or they did something correctly? How many times? Really? They are monsters. So does mitigation make the monster human? No. What does that do?
They just want more.
It enhances the monster. It goes,
Feeds it.
it feeds the monster. So what is the only thing that destroys the monster? Love. Love. So if you stay in your lane, if you truly love, what happens to the monster?
He disappears.
Yeah, and the monster's destroyed, at least for you, no matter what. What happened for everybody on Tuesday night? Monster disappear for you all? Y'all
Yeah.
been here. What?
That's what they say in Louisville.
That's right. Y'all. I've been to Louisville.
There was a palpable difference in the room after everyone chose not to feed the monster and chose love instead. You felt it within yourself, but also with the people that were also feeling it.
Exactly. I was so happy for everyone. Didn't win. Love won. We won. Did we win over? Was that even the point anymore? No. And it was palpable in here, as Joe said. Love destroys cruelty. Not an easy path. Not an easy path. But what?
It's worth it.
It's worth it, and it's the only one that works.
We had to get through a lot to get to that place.
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy to hear what or lack of recognition of what was going on, and just like actually getting to a place where we could make the choice of love, because everyone in the room had to fully grasp and understand the situation to actually see what was at stake.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It wasn't like, oh, a la peanut butter sandwiches. Okay, we're all choosing love. Great. No, we had to go through something. We had to want it. Have to know that this I that we have doesn't work. We have to be willing to know that love crumbles the I, and it's continual over a long time with great devotion. Now, I asked, why would anybody want to be here when the motivation is love? Who doesn't have as their motivation love?
To play their game.
To what?
To play their game.
To play their game. But David had said it was like a moth to a porch light.
I just was remembering really what you had said a long time ago, that to someone who's oriented toward power, they don't understand love, so love presents to them as a kind of power they don't understand and don't possess. And so they're fascinated by it.
Yeah. It's back to unfathomable. And they want to figure it out. They want a piece of it. They want to get it. Remember, same room lights up depending on the motivation. The lights will be very different. What they see is very different.
It's a nice idea, and like you were saying when you were with Baba, like a lot of people they like the idea, but then when they had to do the work,
They were gone. And a lot of people saw Baba as the power, the Shakti, the energy. They didn't see that it was love. They didn't see that it was love at all. They just saw the power. They missed the love component. They really did. A lot of people did. We have to be open to the reality that what we see as important in every situation is not what everybody else sees. And we have to be willing to stay in the lane of love. Our choices, our actions, and if someone doesn't want it, that's okay. Can't win them over. You can't ram it down their throats. You do this. Then they feel they've won. They have the power. Remember, they see something completely different. And personally, it's really okay to have somebody else think they won.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah.
So just like somebody that is not going into a room with the intention of love, and someone is, but if you had two people going in the room with the intention of love, is there how their path would it be the same, or their path will be different, even though their intention is from the same place?
It's ostensibly the same path. What's lit up is going to be the same avenues. Even so, you walk into a room, you might not like somebody, but your intention is love, you'll go by them. You'll go up to them. It's lit. It is the same path. Everybody, it is. Yeah. Yeah. What each person's going to do is going to be different, but the path is the same, but you may stop along the path over here. They stop over there, but it's still the same path. You're going to avoid the same person who doesn't love. You're going to avoid the same situation. No, there's some people over there fighting. Are you going to go there? No. There's a debate over there. They're debating. You going to join it? No. How many times have you gone, don't do it. Don't go there. Oh, I see that. Oh, I could. It'd be a lot of fun. Don't do it. So we have the choice to try to win them over, which then means we lose and join them. Or we can stay with the motivation of love and yeah, good.
That's where I think some of the struggle and the wrestling can come in, because it doesn't mean avoiding. It means appropriately responding from a place of love, which might mean interacting, but it's the way we interact, or it might mean engaging, or whatever you need to do, depending on the situation. So I think for me anyway, the struggle is, the sort of the simplest thing would be not going there. I'm not saying a word on that. I'm going down
Right.
my path, but sometimes it's necessary.
Oh, right. They may be lit up in the path.
Right.
For you,
They're in the path.
They're in the path.
And as you and I talked about, approaching something from a place of love, even though the feeling towards that person or situation is not that. So that, for me anyway, that's a really difficult struggle.
Right. What happens is then we look at how we approached it in the past, which the words we said, the vibrations we brought in, all those things of how we related with. And then we look at, did it work? No, doesn't work. Can't win them over. So what's my goal now? No longer power and control, because winning them over has a component of power and control. So we're just like them. So no longer that. So if love is the motivation, then in every situation, the choice of words, completely different. The vibration, completely different. What we say, what we do, how we relate, completely different. So what we bring to the table ends up being completely different with that particular person. And they'll either see it or they won't.
I think even like just saying hello to somebody from that place is disarming for the other.
I, many years ago, asked somebody who had a problem with the person, I said, every day you walk into the house, say hello. I want you to get to a place where you can walk into the house and be here and say hello. It took that person 4 years to be willing, and they walked into the house every day. So that's 365 times 4. before they were willing to walk into the house and say hello. They didn't want to lose, because that's what they saw it as. That if we love, we lose. What are we losing? What are we losing?
Pain.
Pain, but
Well, we need to lose.
what we need to lose. But the thing is, they thought they would lose power and control. They would be powerless and have no control. Without seeing that, what happened on Tuesday when we all went through that process and ended up love? Did we lose power and control? No. And that is the point. It's that willingness to say, oh, no, I'm not going to lose power and control if I love. Very important point. And when we love, we're sattvic. So we can see clearly. We can see what's actually going on. We can see what's in front of us. And then we can discern what to say, what not to say.
This is silly, but I mean, I noticed that even like having to make some phone calls like to get information for things and where I would get like frustrated and like when I feel like I can be in my heart and then just ask the questions and if I don't understand, like say I don't understand that, and
Yeah.
then people are answering it. I don't know, it's just like, wow, okay, I'm getting results instead of getting angry and
Yep.
like, noticing that like
It totally
it just
changes everything.
It's just I've noticed
Yeah.
those kind of things because
It's true. It's true. Have to accept that there's a palpable vibration underneath it all. We each feel each other's motivation. We do. And if we're love, who are we safe for?
Ourselves and everyone else.
Are we safe necessarily for somebody's small self, though?
No.
No. No. But when you're on a phone call, do you care about their system? No. No, you want to accomplish something. You're willing to you're willing to go heart to heart with somebody. I end up talking to people, finding out where they are, what they're doing, and it's like, it's great.
What their real name is.
Yeah, I find out. I usually find out their real names.
That what you said though isn't like so simple because it is that like willingness to not be angry. You know, that's what it is. That's the like if you want to bring forward anger, if you want to like that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because of anything, right?
Right.
So you do have to surrender.
You have to surrender. And there's I want to get it done.
Totally. And that gets in the way.
That gets in the way. I want to get it done.
And then by doing that you think that is getting it done, but in fact that's just the barrier to getting it done.
Yeah. I want to get it done is the worst thing ever. Yeah. No. Yeah. Want it over with. Get it done. Blah, 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 blah. That thing is guaranteed to wipe humanity off the planet.
Yeah, I'll do things like, okay, I'm giving myself an hour for this. That's the worst thing I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No more.
No more. I'm going to do this, and yeah, we're going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. Instead of, no, we're here. So something happened yesterday, and the smoke alarm went off. And thankfully, Ian had many years ago a situation so that it was similar. But Tammy was using the shop vac. And what wasn't in the shop vac? The filter. So, so all of a sudden
I think she was using a shop vac in the boiler room.
Yeah.
So vacuuming the boiler room with the shop vac outside of the door. So all the smoke or dust was going into the hallway, and I had no idea.
Right, because you were intent on
Getting
the boiler room done. And what did we do? First, we made fire. No fire.
Because the alarms went off.
All the alarms, they're all connected. Thank you, Harold. They went off. They work. And there's a person who also goes, fire. There's fire. Fire. There's fire. Fire. There's fire. Really? I didn't know that we were going to have that little added thing, but we do. It's awesome. It's the phone lady. It's your friend. Ian, when he was really young, used to pick up the phone and talk to the lady every day.
If you'd like to make a call.
He did that many times a day for fun when he was this big. So he talked to the lady. And you saw Nefertiti. Yeah, there were many things every day. Anyways, so then what did we do?
So I was panicking a little bit, and both you and David just kept saying it's okay.
Open the window. We opened all the windows. We opened up the house. The thing turned off.
Yeah, vacuumed it up.
What surprised you?
You guys weren't mad at me. Furious at me. There was no. Well, I don't think there
And
was.
had you come in yesterday furious
Yes.
from an event the night before, correct? Not here, somewhere else. And so, what happened to your anger?
Disappeared.
Disappeared. Did we try to win you over? No. That was all because Ian
Quite rightly said, when it happened to me, yelling at me now isn't going to help the situation. My all-time greatest arguments. Keep up.
Yeah. This making sense? So, if we were all on the same page, if we were on the same page with Tammy, and saliency determination, we saw what was important, which was to be angry. Life is angry. Those are the important things. The important things in life. Yesterday would have been like a feast.
Yeah, growing up, that would have just been a scream fest of anger
And is that normal? So do you need to, back to the beginning of that, the whole thing of choosing competence? if you don't choose, you have to choose incompetence in order to then maintain normal. Oh, she just said, yeah. Does that make sense? You're like, yeah. You start to say, oh my gosh, in order to maintain normal, I will create I will be incompetent to get everybody on the same page with me. Because what's the most important thing? Everybody being normal, saliency determination, everybody being normal, and therefore angry all the time. So you look at, oh, I can't get the work done. That would make everything, people wouldn't be angry. I need to make we got to maintain normal. Starting to see this? So what our actions are depending on our underlying goal, treasure. So important. Because it's going to determine the path.
So in a situation of uncertainty,
Mm-hmm.
is that the moment to then just take a step back instead of trying to decide what is salient?
100%.
Yeah.
So somebody in the other day in EU Satsang said, so when we have to make a decision, the best thing to do would be to turn in, bore in, and listen to discern from way inside in that stillness what we should do. Yes. This goes to the phrases, don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes. Totally about stillness. Not ready to act. Not ready to do. Nope. Don't. So there'll be people I say, nope, not time to figure that one out. Just sit. Nope, don't act now. Nope, nope. But I gotta I gotta make the shh. And I'll watch people so determined to keep at it, to go through it again and again. Shh. And when we're going through it all that time, we have to ask ourselves, so what's my motivation? What's the treasure I'm going to get? Peace and quiet? And how do I get from here peace and quiet and what I call peace and quiet? By doing everything I always do, by keep on doing that lighted path that takes me down the road to misery. Then I go, yep, it's all the same. It's just the way nothing's different. It's all exactly the way, blah, 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 blah.
Isn't there that famous quip, something like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again
Right. But it's actually, I wanted to produce the same result. So I'm totally sane because I'm doing this specifically to get the same result. Then I'm sure that everything's right in the world. And what happens when I get to be miserable and like down in the dumps? I go into numb. I'll start to numb. I get tamasic. And I'll think what? That's calm. So I wrote, and I said it the other day, tamasic mind thinks it is peaceful in death. So if I think that when I'm tamasic, I'm calm, my treasure is always to end up being tamasic. And so I will unwittingly work a situation to get to that. So when we do things differently, when we approach things completely differently, when we listen and we don't follow our old rules, and we don't follow the opposite rules, but get off that grid and sit and really listen and still. A completely different path lights up for us that we had no idea existed. But we have to want that. So the first one we have to win over, if we're going to win over anybody, is who? Ourselves. And that's the only one we can win over. So I'm going to read that poem again. See if it makes a little different sense. Cruel pleasures. There are monsters. Competition. Different from seeking pleasure. What works? Love here. Working. Can't compete. Have to choose. Competence. By projection, make place of love normal. Bring normalcy of no love. Chooses different concrete action than love, which manifests coldly. Different playing fields. Saliency determined. Each highlights completely different treasure hunt. Can't win them over. What drives them? Treasure. Power enhanced, amplified. What they say, do, see, relate. Paths light up. Accordingly, motivation. Normal like them, being the center, making monster good. Human, trying, can't. Love destroys. Thank you.